more there than I've even recognized. So thank you for that encouragement.
Along those lines, are you familiar with a whistleblower called Terry Lovelace?
I
I've
am. I've
interviewed him.
had Terry Lovelace on this program before.
Okay, well, we're working on getting a movie made of his book, Incident at Devil's Den, and he's an abductee who became a lawyer. He was abducted as a member
And
of
just a
the Air
great guy.
Force. Yes, but he was abducted as a member of the Air Force. And
You're
so
right. I
was his
remember that's what he
partner.
talked about on this show.
Yes. And so what happens is in his book, which is an excellent book, and it's like top rated on Amazon, by the way. And we are trying to package that into a major motion
Melissa B
picture.
says her uncle was in Vietnam and will never speak of it. They saw some shit over there, Carrie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But at any rate, Terry Lovelace was abducted, as I say, and on the ship he was not only seeing grays and so on, but he was also dealing with Air Force people in the Air Force, and this is
No
like a big
way.
secret. Oh yeah, major. So the Air Force is fully involved in some of the abductions, and in some cases even orchestrating the situation, I believe, behind the scenes. But this, genetically re-engineering the human genome is one of the names of the game out there. Their overall plan is to create what is in essence a humanity 3.0. And if you can understand, this is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. Now, I'm not in favor of abductions, and I've been abducted, and I can't stand certain things about these beings. But I can
Absolutely.
tell you that they are working on a humanity 3.0. And the reason is because their ultimate goal is to go out, to the stars and basically travel space, which they are already doing, but they want to make sure they're always on top. And so humans, our human bodies as currently put together, are rather fragile. And so they're always looking for ways to enhance it. And this is getting, going to go into the whole AI thing. And it
Right.
goes, there's a whole world that is going to has already begun involving, what we call transhumanism and becoming augmented, okay, and being able to survive through anything, whether it's an onslaught of radiation in any environment, and so on and so forth. So this is their sort of reason for being. And I was just talking to somebody yesterday about this, and what I said was, and I think this is really true, that whenever you look at these guys on the bad side, you might want to consider who is their highest God. In other words, what are they? Who do they report to? Why do they do what they do in the highest level? In other words, and we're talking about these people are soldiers, okay? So we're talking about Hillary Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein, all of these people, they're working, believe it or not, in many cases for a higher goal. It's not really about the sex and commerce that people think it is. The sex is the feeding of a reptilian based entity when the human genome is more reptilian than less, then it begins to want to basically have power over others and be part of a hierarchy, which is how they're structured. And
Yep.
then they have become vampires in essence
Hmm.
upon the young and so on. So this is where they gain a certain amount of daily power, let's say. But the reality is that you want to look at who these people report to and why they do what they do. And they will, in the end, probably if you brought them into a room and got the truth out of them, they will tell you that they're fighting for humanity 3.0, for humanity to be, they see everything in space as to do with top down. Are you going to be on top or on the bottom? That's the bottom line. Are you going to be ruled or are you going to rule? So this is how they view the universe. They don't view it as a cooperative venture, except on occasion. And they've learned, there are factions of the military that now realize that working with certain groups, and not the negative ones, can be more beneficial. But this is, it's important that people understand this, the trajectory. So in the beginning, they sided with very negative entities and they learned the technology. That's what they got in exchange. They'd allowed them to abduct humans so they could get the technology. What we're part of right now is a transition in which the very same people that they made bonds with and had treaties broken with so many times by the Greys or the various ETs themselves, the humans are now reversing the trend, and they are fighting the good fight with the weapons of their enemies. So they're turning the tide, and this is causing even more battles to come to the surface of Earth. This is where you get the fires, right, which is collateral damage for this as well. They've got to do these battles at night above cloud cover that's created by chemtrails, and it's very difficult to keep this secret that we're part of, that's been such a huge secret, is coming to the surface. It's not just me, there's lots of people out there helping get the truth out, right? People are telling their true stories about how they were abducted, how they were in the military, how they had memories like your grandfather, I guess it was
my uncle,
your uncle. And, in other words, we're putting the picture together. Humanity is starting to understand the story, the big story. And so that's what's really happening. And it's important to understand the negative side of it, because look, we are their prey. They are basically our attackers in many cases. But in some cases, we share a similar goal. This is what's kind of weird. Now, I don't want to be in command of the multiverse, and I don't need to rule other beings, etc. But what I don't want to be is at the bottom of that food chain. Okay, so in that sense, I understand. So the secret space program is not a negative endeavor. It's actually the only endeavor that we have to save humanity on this planet, if you want to understand that. So it's a very complex, and I think very few people talk about what I'm saying here in these terms.
So Kerry, I'm very much remotivated and re-energized to do what we do and keep fighting the good faith. And anytime you want to recommend to me, hey, this is a great person to have on your show, please do so. You have my email, you have my phone number. Please don't hesitate whatsoever. And on a bigger scale for the people that are listening to us, you as a pioneer of this genre, you with all of your experience, you being able to look at the good and the bad, so to speak, what would you recommend to us collectively and individually as people that are trying to come to an awakening? What's a good goal for us to strive for in the midst of all of these problems and in the midst of these opportunities? What do you think that we should be looking for and looking towards doing and accomplishing?
I just think sort of living and speaking the truth is very important. Humans, unbeknownst to most people, learn by osmosis. We actually don't have to read a book, for example, to get the information. We can just sort of focus on it and bring it in. We have the ability, when we're around each other, to learn subliminally from each other.
Kerry, can we sleep on books and pick up some of the information out of them?
Yeah. I mean, the fact of the matter is that it's also being in the presence of humans that have the information. In other words, in the forefront of their mind, like anyone like me who knows what I know. If they are around me, they're going to change. I'm going to change their vibration because of the power of truth.
Don't feel like you have to be the smartest person in the room. Be the dumbest person in the room. So
you're going to pick up,
right?
Because we're also natural precogs. So we also pick up, we're telepaths.
So good.
We're bringing in information, we're sending out information. That's what we do. So we are always like communicating, okay? And that means we're also being communicated with. Yeah. And so it just behooves us to refine that aspect of ourselves.
And I literally feel that being in your presence during this interview, being able to tap into the wisdom and the encouragement and just your warrior spirit. And I salute you for your work and hope that you're not, if you are getting a little bit tired, buck up, Kerry. We need you. Pedal to the metal. Keep going hard, girl.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Well, it's been a lot of fun to talk to you, Jeff. I want to invite you on my show. I wasn't aware of your work before. I apologize. But it sounds like you got a fascinating background. So why don't you come and be a guest of mine one time in the future?
I would love to do that. And I hope that this won't be the last time we talk, Kerry. And seriously, from the bottom of my heart, it is an honor. It is a privilege to interview you. I do really believe you're one of the pioneers. And you're one of our treasures, and we hope that your health is very, very good, and that your motivation and that fire burns bright, because we really do need you more now than ever. So, Kerry Cassidy, a big salute to you, much love and peace, and it'd be my honor and privilege to be your guest. I hope that you'll be mine again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Happy to do it.
Kerry, it's been an honor and a privilege, and we will see you again very, very soon. Again, you have my email, my phone number. Feel free to reach out anytime.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Ma'am. It's my pleasure. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.